Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. And for all our new subscribers, a very warm welcome. I think the channel has grown tremendously over the last couple of days, and I think we're heading for our 500 subscribers, and as well as on Instagram our 500 organic followers. So that's good. So in today's video, I just wanted to point out some of the things I wish I knew before I bought an E36 M3. Some of the parts are extremely scarce. Some things are just way so too difficult to get. And in that particular aspect, I want to enlighten all of you guys as to what are the things that basically you should look out for when you purchase an E36 M3. We'll start on the inside and we'll work our way. Okay, let's start on the outside. So on the outside itself, this upper beading here is a real pain in the ass to get. So if you are buying one, make sure it's in good condition. It is readily available, but it's a bit difficult to install and reinstall on the car itself. So what I'm referring to is this entire beading that sits along the side itself. These beadings along the edges are very easy and simple to replace. The other aspect that you need to consider is to have a look at these beadings down here. So those beadings at the bottom, they're very expensive from BMW. So make sure when you are buying one, and if you are paying a premium price, that the beadings are in relatively good conditions. You do get knockoffs and you do get replicas of this here, but how you can tell is if you look on here, the grain is very much similar. There's no difference in the grain itself, and from the beadings you'll notice the colors itself. These badges are sold separately, but again, these are the things you need to take into consideration. Two of these badges is about 1,000 Rand, so take this into consideration when buying a pristine or high-priced E36 M3. The other thing that you need to bear in mind, and I think it's also important, is that when you're purchasing these cars, the shocks on the car itself is also relatively expensive. At the moment you can only get Sachs, and I don't know if you can get Monroe, but I've tried, I couldn't get it, and you're looking at about, I would say about 6,000 Rand for all four, give or take, you know, a little bit here and there. So just check the shocks of the car. It's important because it's kind of a difficult thing for you to actually uncover a little bit later. The other thing that you need to also consider is these beadings along the bumper itself. So the beadings here, they tend to be a little bit scarce. You have to order them from Germany and so forth. So that there is something that you would actually want to look out for when you purchasing the car. Make sure it's in good condition. You don't want to sit there and wait for the parts to arrive. On the inside of the car, this is where, if I knew this knowledge and if I knew what to look out for, I'll be able to assist a lot of people when it comes to the inside of the car. Firstly, when we start off with the doors, with this door cards here, so we still need to refurbish the door cards and do all of that particular info, but the build quality on this E36 M3's interior is very poor. So how they've actually attached these door panels is there's metal clips that sits along all of this here, which actually holds firstly this rubber in place, and then this door card then clips onto it. But in order for the door card to go onto there, BMW actually created like a cardboard type of locking system here, which always breaks. So when we bought the car, we did not know that this door card actually has these cardboard type of locking mechanisms here. So what we did see was there was nails or there was screws that was holding the panels in place, and we didn't understand why. But only when we took it off did we realize that these things were broken. Very common for them to break, and guys put like drywall screws and things like that to hold it in place. The other plastic clips that goes around the actual door itself, that's fairly easy to get, but again, it's held together by, it's held with a backing plate, which is almost like a cardboard type of situation. Moving over, the next thing you want to consider, and if you are buying a car that is in excess of like 400,000 or 300,000, whichever prices you want to call it, these door rubbers here, they tend to perish. These door rubbers, the inner door rubbers on the E36 M3, and you'll see what you call cars, majority of them perish. These door rubbers are extremely scarce, number one, from the dealerships. Number two, they also very expensive. They're close to about 6,000 rand each. So make sure when you're buying and you're paying a premium that these door rubbers are in actually good condition itself. Moving over onto the inside here, which I found was actually also a bit of trouble, was the switch. So my switch used to turn a full 360 degrees and the lights didn't go on. That's because on the inside of this particular mechanism, and I deliberately left it loose so that I can show you guys how that mechanism looks. So on the inside of this mechanism here, there's a whole lot of plastic pieces that actually keeps it together, and now it clicks and it stops at that point. It doesn't move anywhere forward. But make sure you test this out. This knob should not turn 180 degrees. If it does, this this entire mechanism would need to be replaced, and that's about 2,500 rand to replace the mechanism on the inside. The other thing that's common on these cars is the glove box. You'll see the glove box, it will be hanging, and this is absolutely common. It was poor quality, poor design build, and that on the E36 M3s. We're getting ours replaced. We got no time to actually look for a new second-hand one. So what we're doing is we're just going to replace it. But again, the cubby must work. The cubby must work. That is very common. The other issue, yeah, okay, these are all wear and tear items on the car which can be replaced fairly easily. I left this here off as well just to show you guys. So this is the, I would say this is the C pillar or the A pillar that runs down here, and in this hole, which is there, I don't know if you guys can see it, in that hole there, a metal sort of clip resides in it. Looks something like this. Focus, it looks like that. So if you look how they built or designed this particular panel, this panel has a plastic type of clip on the inside, and it's so easy to break the clip, and all of our clips are broken on here. So we have to either source new ones or see how we're going to get this thing to sit on the actual door card itself, on the A pillar itself. So that's another thing that you need to look out for on the inside itself. Again, you can see there is, the build quality is very poor on this on these particular cars itself. The other aspect that you would need to know when buying an E36 M3 is the mechanism for the doors, it's for the seats itself. So here, mine is electronic. If you can, if they have manual, I would prefer manual. But as you can hear, my seat is going, but it's not moving. That's because the gears on the inside have broken, or a tooth is broken, or something along that particular aspect is gone wrong. They do sell aftermarket gear tooths, or whatever you want to call it, for it, but again, you have to import it, and it becomes just a whole long waiting process. These particular items on the seats, which is the coverings down here, these coverings are no longer available from BMW, so make sure you have these coverings that sits here at the bottom, as well as these covering, as well as these levers are no longer available as well from BMW. The rest of the interior is pretty much the same with those clips on the inside, but that's from an outside perspective. From an engine bay perspective, let's see if I can show you some of the things that you should look out for, or that are common. The one thing that is very common on the E36, and it is a power steering leak. If I can just find where's this thing? So if we look on the inside, I have replaced a lot. I've replaced all of these coverings. I've replaced, so this here perishes. It perishes along this side here. So make sure when you buy in a car and you are paying a premium on the car, make sure this is intact. This is also quite expensive. It's about 1.8 to 1.5, somewhere around there. So we did a complete refurbishment on the motor itself. The other thing that you would realize is that this bottle here is no longer available from BMW as well. So you would either have to take out the bottle, re-clean it, and do things like that. From an inside perspective of the motor, pretty much everything is still available for the car itself. So like you can see, I got these new plugs here. Let's see if I can zoom in. I got these new plugs all over there, and that there basically allowed me to neaten it up. I still have to detail the engine bay. I just haven't had a chance, but that's all available from BMW, as well as these new plastic things here. The headlights, what you do know is that you don't need to buy an entire headlight. You can just buy the lens. BMW just sells you the lens, so that saves you a bit of money as well. So from a cost perspective, expensive stuff on these cars are the beadings, the door rubbers, and so forth. Those are very, very expensive stuff to replace. But other than that, it's pretty much very straightforward in terms of putting it. In terms of when I mean putting it, I'm saying putting the car back together. It's a straightforward process. The only things that or I would say is relatively poor, very, very poor quality is the interior of the car. The interior of the car was put together very, very, very poor. I think they could have done a little bit better, maybe using metal clips and, you know, not these cardboard things that run here on the side. So I hope this video was informative. So if you are looking to purchase an E36 M3 or any E36, these are the things that you need to bear in mind. These are the stuff that will either attract a higher value if you intend to buy and resell, or if you intend to keep as part of a collection. These are the stuff that you're going to be looking for. As you can see, I don't have a door rubber here because it's still on the way from Germany. But other than that, it's a very, very lovely car to drive. I would recommend that. If I did not have my BMW 1M Coupe, I would have most probably have bought maybe, I would say, 10 E36 M3s. After driving this car for a couple of days, it has been incredible experience, and now it's just the finishing touches that's left on the car. Small nuts, bolts here, there, engine mounts and things like that. They're putting the shocks into the car and doing you know, all of these other things that are, you know, kind of, I wouldn't say pedantic, but I think it's just for us to get it done. So on the inside, excuse all my shoes and that I use the car for eat, but like the mats and things like that, they would obviously need a deep clean. I most probably would call the that ninja guy Makundi to come and give this car a deep clean, but everything else is pretty much there. These are all brand new plastic trims that goes here, the covers, and as well as underneath on the spare wheel. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and liked it. Oh, there's another new aspect, and these are actually relatively cheap. I think they were like 200 bucks each, and it's a good replacement. They look clean, it looks neat. Badges I got from some guy on Facebook, very good quality. This particular badge I got from BMW. I just wanted an original badge there, but other than that, I think the car is pretty much, I would say, 60% complete. The other 40% is where the issues reside. And yeah, if you have any questions or if you require any information as to what other things I should be looking at from a mechanical perspective, you can drop me a message on my Instagram account, and I'll gladly assist you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully we have a you guys keep safe out there. Hopefully this pandemic comes to an end soon. I know it's not going to, but be safe. The economy is tough out there as well, guys. Keep your head up and prosper into the future. I think this is a change in our economy for us, number one. And number two, it's going to be a change in the way we do business. So get with the times, move with the flow, and don't get left behind with the new way of business. Take care, be safe, cheers.